This chef lost everything. He was at the very top of the culinary universe with 3 stars next to his name. But in the blink of an eye, everything changed. A scandal between him and the owner turned into a $1 million lawsuit. This case almost destroyed everything he worked for. But now he is back. Since then, he has opened his own restaurant, which earned 2 Michelin stars right away.
Chef César Ramirez.
In the previous video, we tested Chef's Table at Brooklyn Fair, his former restaurant. Now it's time for part 2 to find out who came out stronger after all the drama. So today we are testing César by César Ramirez. Welcome back to New York. A lot has happened since we last saw Chef Ramirez in action. There is a long road behind him, but he didn't go far from Brooklyn Fair. It's only a 10-minute car ride from there down to Lower Manhattan to Hudson Street. His own restaurant opened in 2023. You could say it still has that new scent.
Hello, good evening.
The arrival is completely different from his former place. It's a classic restaurant experience, not a chef's table. Inside, it's calm and bright, wrapped in sharp elegance. Pastel walls, glowing white tablecloths, shiny utensils, expensive furnitures. Before the first bite arrives, let's take a look at the wine list. There are some nice labels I love, but I wouldn't call it outstanding just yet. It takes time to build a nice wine collection, and since they only opened 2 years ago, they still have plenty of time. There is only one menu here, priced at $368, so no tough choices to make. Before the meal starts, the staff brings out some ingredients. N25 caviar, fresh uni from Japan, and A4 Wagyu. These are optional extras you can add to your dishes. For me, that's like the candy trolley on the Hogwarts Express. We will take the lot. So the first snack arrives along with our first wine.
Welcome and thank you for joining us. Chef would like to reach a little champagne, may we?
100% Chardonnay champagne from Gaston Chiquet. No matches on the plate, so I suppose this is not a cigar. It's a smoked trout filled into this cracker shell. The outside is nice, thin, crunchy. The inside is creamy and has a rich fish flavor. I love it, especially the minimalistic presentation, along with the utensils. Before the second bite, we get another Chardonnay. What we have here is nori with shima aji on top. I would call it sushi, but I don't want to get into cultural trouble. Nicely cooked rice, rolled up in toasted nori and topped with the fish. On the side, we have a single drop of balsamic reduction. I suspect it's going to be intense. Yes, it is.
I want another one.
All right. I have a very good feeling about this restaurant. Our next bite is already here. It's a cookie called monaka, a traditional Japanese sweet, usually made of mochi, a rice cake basically, and filled with azuki bean paste. Here it is packed with langoustine. On top we have a little extra, uni from Hokkaido, caviar and shiso. I sense some wasabi on the bottom, and as it gently warms up my mouth, the rest of the flavors slowly join the party. Nicely acidic, mild smokiness, creamy sweetness from the langoustine. I love how it builds up the flavors. A clever bite. The next one is a cheeky little move.
This is our chef interpretation of fish and chips.
It couldn't be more obvious, because what you see here is exactly that. No more, no less. Our dear friend striped jack woven in a potato crisp. On top there is a touch of lemon and sea salt. For this, we have an ultra-dry Diana sake from Tochigi region. You can call me stupid, but for me, this is fine dining.
When you have a flavor combination and you elevate it to this level, it's super simple, no tweezers, nothing. All the flavors, all the crunchiness, everything is just really, really next level.
I love the philosophy that comes through these dishes. Speaking of which, we have already talked a bit about Chef Ramirez before, but let's rewind for a moment. He was born in Mexico and grew up in Chicago. He never went to culinary school. He began working in David Bully's restaurant in 1998. There, he discovered the beauties of French and Japanese cuisine. As I see, those remain the cornerstones of his style. Lucky for us. If you remember, we covered the Brooklyn Fare story in a previous video. Well, I don't intend to tear up old wounds or talk about gossips and quarrels, but it's a fact that a prestigious 3-star restaurant closed due to a scandal. The chef César and the owner Issa accused each other with this and that. Things escalated to a lawsuit and ended up in court. Like many marriages, it ended in divorce. Since then, both have their own restaurants. Brooklyn's Fare stayed at the same location under the same name, while César opened this restaurant in 2023, not far away from his former home. It's ironic. Same city, same business, same amount of Michelin stars. Because Brooklyn Fare obviously lost its 3 stars. That's a standard when a chef who earned them leaves. But soon after reopening and after César opened his own, both restaurants were awarded 2 Michelin stars. Let's go back to the menu. A brioche topped with black truffle mousse and fresh sea urchin. I have said it many times before, and I will say it again. I think black truffles are overhyped, overpriced, and I'm not a huge fan of it. But this dish shows black truffle at its best. The toast is nice, warm, lightly crispy. On the other hand, the uni is cold, and the mousse is between the two. It's a clever play on temperatures, and it works really well. The next course arrives. Bluefin tuna, straight from Japan. It is laid on crispy potatoes, chives, and covered with a delicate tomato water jelly. And of course, a big spoonful of caviar, in case you didn't notice.
Chef recommends to dip the spoon all the way in to bring every single layer.
I like this gentleman and his energy. You can feel he is highly professional and truly present. Although the interior feels a little bit sterile and cold. It's very nice and exquisite, but it lacks some kind of energy for me. And it has its toll on the service as well. About the dish, I feel sweetness, complemented with the right amount of acidity. Then the crunchy potatoes and the fresh chives. Unbelievable. I mean, it would be amazing even without the caviar. This is a complete artwork on its own. I feel a lot of smoky notes in the dishes, but they always come in just at the right moment. They don't overpower the other flavors, they enhance them. So far this menu is wonderful. We continue with the warm soup and the Chardonnay from California. The soup is made with crab meat, white asparagus and dashi. Well, you literally have everything in this dish. Homey, yet refined, warm, crunchy, creamy, with a lot of umami. It's like if your grandma was a Michelin-starred super chef.
I love it.
A Japanese drink comes next. Slow-aged Junmai Daiginjo sake. And the next in line is surf and turf. Scallops, langoustine and foie gras. With ravioli in a Pinot Noir reduction. All finished with a spring pea puree foam on top. Foie gras is usually a cheat code for me. It's just so good. But surprisingly, it doesn't dominate the rest of the dish. The Swedish peas and the acidic wine sauce balanced it out well. But for me, this is the first dish so far that doesn't keep up with the rest. Still a lovely course. We tried 2 reds for the next dish, which is savara and Japanese mackerel. Underneath is a chanterelle mushroom, finished with a vermouth and yuzu kosho sauce.
The sauce, oh my god.
The fish is tender and delicate, perfectly cooked. Chanterelle has this subtle acidity, and it goes so well with the citrus sauce. Let me brag for a second. A few weeks ago we launched a new YouTube channel focused on the world's best hotels. And our very first video already hit 1.1 million views. Not bad. And we just released a new video about the most luxurious hotel in New York. Go check it out and hit that subscribe button. Thank you. We break the seafood wave with squab from California. It's served with zucchini flour filled with squab confit. And it's finished with an onion foam. I love the plating here, nice colors and shapes. Most of the dishes look like artwork. I also love the unexpected flavors and combinations. This is a red meat dish, for instance, and you would think it's going to be heavy. But it's actually very light, fresh, and smells almost like a perfume. I love it. And look how perfect that squab is. Beautiful color. For the upcoming course, we need to choose weapons. We are going to use them for an A4 Miyazaki Wagyu. You might be surprised why it's not A5 when everything else is top quality. Well, A5 is the highest you can get, but it doesn't mean A4 is a bad option. Almost the same exceptional meat, but it has less marbling, less fat. It's less juicy, a bit tougher, but it's super rich in flavor. This is what I believe in. Less is more. There is not much on the plate, just some mushrooms and a silky wine sauce. When you have a piece of meat like this, you don't need much else. Salt, umami and acid in perfect balance. I feel some nice cherry notes in the sauce and it goes so well with the meat. And with that, we are done with the savory dishes. Time for a pre-dessert, which is a lychee pavlova, with elderflower and shikuwasha paired with a champagne. Seems like this day is about learning Japanese ingredients. Shikuwasha is an Asian citrus grown in Taiwan and Okinawa. Okinawa is famous for the longevity of its inhabitants. If the citrus plays any part in that, I am more than happy to eat the whole thing. Such a lovely palate cleanser. Slightly sour, chill with a touch of sweetness. Finally, the main dessert.
So here we have the signature dessert. It is the frozen souffle. Tonight it is made with strawberry.
The souffle itself is light, soft, aromatic. But it feels like it's just there for the texture. Because the flavors are packed underneath it, in the sauce. A great dessert, I enjoy it very much. Right on schedule, the petit fours arrive. Mango and green curry tart and matcha and raspberry. Delicate bites and flavors are just like before. Fantastic. I think by now there's only one question left. Who came out on top? I will stay true to myself and I'm not going to answer that in just one sentence. Chef's Table at Brooklyn Fair is an absolutely incredible experience. I loved being there. I am happy that they stood back up after losing their stars. And the two young chefs deserve all the respect. The service was full of energy and the food was fantastic. At César, on the other hand, the service was good, but the dishes, they were so refined, so bold and so full of character. He pushed everything to the edge. And the fact that I can't decide between the two just proves how much I love both. Right now, these are my two favorite restaurants in New York. Flavor-wise, César is a bit more braver, a bit more bold. But as a restaurant, as a whole, Brooklyn Fair just works a bit better. And who really won here? We did. We, the fine dining lovers. No question about it. And that does it for this episode. Thank you for joining me. If you like this video, hit subscribe. See you next time.
You can call me stupid. Yes, you can call me sheep.